Welcome to another Maz Play video. This is MazMojito, and today we're going to be getting into a turn-based medieval style game. We're playing Wartales. Let's get to it. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and get this game set up. Now, full disclosure, I have played Wartales a little bit just to kind of get a feel for the game and see how it is. However, I did start a new game, not once but twice, because I kind of got stuck and then I took a break and went on to play something different, which is pretty much pretty consistent with how I do things. But here we are at the start off screen, gives you kind of like 4 recommended characters, but you can customize and you can randomize and change the characters how you see fit. If you want maybe 2 tanky type characters, you can do 2 tanky type characters. If you want all 4 ranged characters, you can do that. But I'm just gonna go with what they gave me to start off. But quite a few messages here, kind of give you a background of the plot. But you basically start off in this giant map and you can move so many steps per day before you have to stop and rest. You have a bunch of challenges and different things you can do to unlock XP and gold. But we're just going to kind of move around here. You will see bandits and animals that are aggressive come and run at you and attack you. And that's when the fighting scene starts. So in this case, they started us off fighting right away just so that they can get kind of a tutorial going and explain how the mechanics of the game work. So there's your range of attack area for that particular character, and then there's the bad guys over there, and then of course you have a couple squares on the map that are areas that you cannot stand in. Maybe it's blocked or something like that. So we're starting off with our kind of more of our tanky character, and it's an end turn type kind of thing. You do a turn, everyone does a turn, then you hit end, and then you can see the timeline down below to the left of the picture of the character I have selected. It kind of gives you an idea of what's going to happen with each sequence every time you hit end turn. So actually, this is the placement phase. So the squares are not areas you can't put in. Those are just potential areas you can set up your characters, kind of like a chessboard or whatever, or not a chessboard, but you're just basically positioning your people for the fight. And this is an option every time you start the game. So you got your hoodlums here, which we're going to fight some low-level guys. And yeah, it's purely turn-based. So the stronger character is always going to do more damage, but you basically position your people either in front, or if you want double the damage, behind them, and you attack until they're all gone and eliminated. So I'm going to keep my comments to a minimum. We're going to go through the tutorial for the fighting, and I'll pop on every now and then if there's some key points I want to make. All right, so that is basically the tutorial on how to fight. At the end, you have your menu as far as shows you what you won, what loot you gained, and you just pretty much add it to your inventory. And then you keep moving and keep exploring the map. As you can see, there's kind of like a fog of war in the areas you haven't looked at yet. There is a top-down map view. You can zoom out and look at the big map, and then you also have the different options: camp, inventory. So you can see all the items that are currently in and this is the group's bag. It's not just an individual, but this is the group's loot. And then as you come up to points of interest, you can kind of mouse over them and you can visit them, and they each have like some NPCs that you can talk to and potentially get like some quests from, or some of them are merchants. You can do some buying and selling, especially as you build up a lot of items from all the fights you're going to do in the game. But yeah, a lot of times you'll get a lot of opportunities for some quests here as well. So as you can see in the upper left, those are my companions, plus we have a pack horse that kind of carries our goods around. You can change out your pack horse as well. Just depends on what you want. I think the horses do have different stats, but if you want to go with a different look, see, there you go. There's a perfect example of this pony. It has attributes, and I think all their attributes are different. So it really just depends on what you're looking for your pack mule or whatever. You can also do some stilling if you really want to. I don't really play that way, but that's an option as well. So we're going to keep it moving. You'll see some different characters and people kind of traveling through the road, through the trees. Unless they have like a red sword or a danger symbol above their head, usually they're just going to mind their own business. And as long as you don't mess with them, they won't mess with you. A lot of times the caravans will have guards and stuff with them, so it's probably not in your best interest to attack them, because unless you're strong enough, those guards will probably wipe you out. So here's our first major village. As you can see, there are several buildings in this town or village, and you can visit each one to get little quests and meet new characters in. So we're just gonna kind of go around the town, talk to different people, and see what new quests we can unlock.
I can give you tips and point you toward the best missions, the kind that pays much better than the measly rewards. Of course, you'll then have to meet the client and meddle in other people's affairs. But at the end of the day, it's the number of crowd.
The bandits took everything I had. I have nothing left to lose.
Say, it's not often you see new faces around here. Well, apart from the Edoranian war refugees, that is. Feel free to come back often. There's always folk looking for work around here, especially since all the fighting started across the border.
Adventure calls.
Might you be looking for work? Our role as emissaries is to ensure...
My concoctions can heal the most grievous injuries. Be sure to hold on to the vials after using them.
Come, come! Take a look at my wares!
For a few crowns, I can polish your armor. Please. I'm so hungry.
Those refugees. I understand there's a war in Edoran, but that doesn't mean they can just help themselves.
You touch it, you buy it.
Are you mercenaries? I'll have you know that we do not take kindly to refugees in these parts. Why, you ask? Because they have overrun our streets and are now taking to the roads. Edoran is sending our way anything with legs and a mouth that cannot we. You have your work cut out for you. There is no lack of honest folk in need of help to fend off the refugee.
You can use my anvil. I can also repair your armor. Oh, and I'm looking to hire a skilled blacksmith, if you happen to know one.
Okay, so we just finished visiting the town. As you can see, you have plenty of things you can do in there. You can talk to innkeeper, you can get quests, you can meet mercenaries, you can hire them out for guards. You can pick a profession. Each of your character can have one profession, so that during the camp mode you can have them working on their craft. And you can of course buy and sell armor, as well as upgrade and repair armor. So we're gonna go to this next building here. This person possibly has some quests for us, but right now she doesn't have anything for us. Sometimes you can just come back to a building. Maybe they don't have a quest for you, but maybe in the future there's a quest that involves that building where you have to return and talk to that person. But if it's not triggered, they're just gonna be a regular NPC that has nothing for you as far as talking. So we're going to keep moving. As you can see, when you go in the trees, you do see the outline of your party. So at least you never really lose track of where they are. Even though if you want to stay away from the road, say maybe there's some guards or some bandits, you can just kind of walk in the trees and they have a harder time spotting you. So there's a caravan up ahead of us with some guards in front. I like to just take my time and go around and clear up as much of the map as I can so that I can go back and revisit maybe some places that I may have skipped or missed. There's a little town here that the merchant just went to with the guards, so we're going to take a pop in there and see what's there to offer.
Name's Brennan, Master Tracker. Our brotherhood is tasked with the culling of all the wild beasts on the continent. If you want to join us and learn from us, you'll need to prove your worth. Come back victorious, or do not come back at all.
Envious of our war paint, are you? You're not the sorry mercenaries. Only those become part of the lucky few. You must travel to Ludern and ask the druid in the
Don't even bother trying to sell me your filth. I am in need of fangs to accomplish our ancient rituals.
All right, so nothing in there, but just some interesting looking bandits. So we're going to keep it moving. I do like to pop open my map every now and then just to kind of get an idea what areas of Fog of War that I need to go visit and clear out. So we're still on day 2, but as you can see, the sun's starting to go down. So eventually we're going to have to stop and make a camp so that my characters can sleep. As you can see on the left side of the map, there's a shining object. And even down below, those are just grabbing your attention to say, hey, there's some loot here. So it's usually in your best interest. Try to make your way over to anything shiny just so you can see what's either on the ground or in the trees or in the mountains there. But we still have plenty of area to walk through and try to clear up this Fog of War. All right, so here's our camp screen that I was talking about when you your characters pretty much have no energy, which you have kind of like a little progress bar up top that shows you the time of day and the energy level of your party. This is what they're expecting you to do, is pop a camp down, maybe cook some food, share some meals, and then that will help the next day. Your characters will be all topped off and energetic and ready to do some more walking. I have not seen an opportunity to break camp. However, I believe if you're getting attacked, that's probably going to interrupt your sleep cycle, and you probably won't get that full bar of stamina for the next day. So as you can see, this is also where we can do our workshops. If you have someone that's a tinkerer skill, they can be assigned to that workbench to make different things for your party. But you'll also run into other areas that require certain skills in order for you to use it. Like you will see fishing docks as we go out through the world. You will see anvils for any of your blacksmiths. You will see like herb gardens for any of your herbalists. And you'll also see like potion shops that have a potion table for any of your potion makers. So a lot of different skills that you can do here in the game. But again, you only have 4 characters. There are more skills than companions, so you just kind of have to pick and choose what really you want to go for as far as your companions build. So the tinkerer can make all kind of different things, but the lockpick and the fishing hook seem to be the most useful so far. But you will unlock more things as you go out and play, and they will level up and unlock more skills. And at this point, we have fully rested, so we can break camp, or we can just kind of look at the different menus. You got some knowledge menus here, so you can increase people's skill level while they're on break. And yeah, that's pretty much the camp menu right there. Now, as you can see, there was like a range of sight, or line of sight. That was because there's like a wild animal, probably a wolf or something. As long as you don't get into that range of sight, you won't get attacked right away. But if you can attack the creature and not be in that range of sight, you'll get that surprise buff, which means that you get a couple more attacks in and you hit a little bit harder than the wolves do, or whatever you're attacking. So we're going to do this first round or two and clear these guys out. And then maybe we're going to keep it moving. We got some more map to explore, but we may get to a point where we're going to take a break. All right, so now that fight's over, we'll get our loot, and at that point we're ready to move on. But right now we're gonna go ahead and put a bookmark in the video. Really like this game. It's pretty fun. It's a little slow, kind of a walking simulator, but other than that, pretty fun game. So as usual, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch my videos. Please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, because it really helps. And we will see you in the next video.